Okay, start over.
Say it's
Start
good.
over. You're just figuring stuff out. Okay, I believe here on when we're practicing, right? There's no reason to, some people are like, you got to fight through it because in a real gunfight, you're not going to.
Right.
Okay, we get all that. We're practicing now. So listen, it's go arounds are free. So just go around. If you need another try, take another try to get a good rep. Today's video was brought to us by Mantis. The Mantis family of products is integral to ASP staff building handgun and carbine skills and are your most economical and fastest path to improvement in your skills too. Whether you choose the X10, the Laser Academy, the Blackbeard, or use them all in concert, they will help your practice be more effective, efficient, and fun. Go check them out, pick up a unit, and thank them for sponsoring today's video. Good. Nice. Really nice. Good stuff. I love how carefully you did that. Okay, so now this time what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add the little piece of going kind of towards our support side. So this guy in his real fight, he was kind of sitting here at the table, but our bad guy was over here, right? And not 100% like to his side. It was kind of more like a 45, 50 degree angle. So from a right-hander's perspective, like you are, all we're gonna do here is shift this way. Okay, now a couple of things that we got to be aware of. Number one, we don't want our muzzle kind of coming all over the place. Number two, as a right-handed shooter, I don't want you covering your leg when you're coming this way. Okay, so a couple of things that we can do here, right? Is that okay? So if I'm sitting back in this seat, I can, when it's time, I can kick out this way. I can just kick my legs this way to orient to my threat. Okay, that's one way I can do it.
Okay.
The challenge with that is it gives my bad guy who I'm counter ambushing more visual signal that I'm doing something. Okay. The alternative means here is, again, if I'm oriented towards him, is that as the gun just comes out and I track around my leg is all that is.
Yeah.
So the gun comes here, muzzle comes around and goes. Now, of course, who's on the other side of my table?
Yeah.
Right? Who's on the other side of my table? So my muzzle track becomes very important. So again, one around and drive, okay? Now for me as a lefty, I'm gonna show this from the other side because that's a little easier for me to show. Now the other part of that is once that gun comes out, some people will be like, oh, okay, so now do I go to a weaver? I think that's kind of dumb, honestly. I'm used to shooting with my head, shoulders, knees, and toes towards the target, and that's what I wanna do. So as the gun comes out, I'm just gonna orient on him and pivot at the waist. Easy day, right? So what does that look like here? I'm enjoying my lunch, whatever. Oh no, there's my problem. Come out here, watch the muzzle. Muzzle comes around him, drives, and puts a shot in him where I need it. Cool, safely stand and holster. This is a part where losing a bunch of weight is helpful for me, up and down and up and down and up and down, right? Makes my life a little bit easier. Actually, believe it or not, I think all the foam rolling I've done on my piriformis muscles so that my freaking knees aren't sore is probably a bigger deal. Nerd alert. Okay. So again, I'm enjoying my lunch, whatever. Oh no, there's the guy that I gotta shoot. Oh man, it took me a minute to stabilize my muzzle. I still was a little lower than I wanted to be. Would it make his day miserable? Probably. One more for me so I can get the kind of hit that I want. Okay, so again, doing my thing. There he is. Okay, good. That was a better hit. That was exactly what I wanted.
I can't remember in the video, did he have anybody sitting next to him?
He did. He had somebody sitting next to him too. And so, that's an additional challenge. Okay. And some people there's a couple of comments that people were like, oh man, he used her as a shield. What the heck is he going to do? Like he's stuck in his spot. You know what I mean? Now you might just said, well, I'm not going to draw. I'm just going to let it happen, and that's a possibility. Okay. I'm just going to let it happen. But I think it was a valid decision and he lost. And it's just one of those things, man, where you can't win every fight. I think sometimes people on the big channel, they kind of get this idea that if I do everything right, I'm guaranteed to win. It's just not the beat. I mean, it's just not how it goes, right? All right, your turn. Give it a try.
All right, so from here, and then I'll want to
So from here, now the one thing I want to watch here is you are directly facing the camera. So I want you to come about 10 degrees off the camera. The reason I want you to do that is I just don't want to have, I want to have less chance of pointing the gun in that direction, okay? So then you're just going to come that way, and all I want you to do is track around your leg and make sure you don't point the gun at your leg as it goes by, and then drive forward. As you come, your hips are not your hips, but your shoulders are going to pivot. So you're going to have a little bit of a pivot in your in your shoulders, and then orient on target and go.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go slow just to get the
Yeah,
first
absolutely. Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. Now wait a minute. What kind of mean self-talk was that?
It's that bee in my head.
tell her to have a Snickers. Take a nap. Okay. So when the rep before that, when you had success, what happened?
I was able to stabilize my dot
Okay.
a lot faster.
And this last time, it was just kind of dancing all over,
Mhm.
and so it's...
I didn't wait until I went for speed over accuracy on that one.
Okay. So now I succeed when I take care with my dot. Can you say that for me?
I succeed when I take care
With my dot.
with my dot.
Okay. So this time, what are you going to do?
Take care with my dot.
Okay, go for that. Try that. Very well done. Nice. Try one more. Hey, you know, Destiny's my friend, and sometimes we get after each other, so that positive self-talk, I do this and I beat myself up too. I'm my own worst critic, but to have success here, I think, you know, talking to ourselves nicely is a important part, right?
Absolutely.
All right, with a little bit of urgency. Good, a little low left. Hit him again. If you missed him, shoot him again.
Okay. That first shot went left, so then I got him. So
Hey, good job, man. You cleaned it up, as it were. Okay. I tell you what, I'm gonna go get the chair from the one next door. So now let's talk about the second person. Okay. I think it's less a big deal than some people think it is. Okay. So I'm gonna demonstrate it first on the left side, and then I'm gonna let Destiny show it on the right and kind of get some feel for it, because you may have to do this, right? And again, this could be your 6-year-old, or it could be you know, the guy that you asked on a date, and you know he's not a carrier, and so you're the one in charge, right? And so got to go from there. Now, in this case, what we have here is we have a couple of targets. So I'm going to show the kind of the different angles and what that looks like. There's one on the edge that we wouldn't do, but we got a couple that we can. So you get to sit here in the right seat.
Okay.
Grab a seat. Now, here's first part. You got to trust who you're shooting with to do this, right? Because if you don't trust them, and if they're going to do stupid things, then you're going to have problems, all right? So I would never do this in a class where it's just an open enrollment class, and it's like, pick a partner, and you're going to do this. Hard pass, fam. I don't feel comfortable with that. With my friend Destiny, I know she's not going to do stupid stuff with her hands. I know she's not going to do anything to cause problems, so I trust her enough to do that. So our big thing on safety on this one, on the range, Destiny, is that you just got to stay there. Okay. So I would just fold your hands in your here, and you're just, all you are is a prop on this first one. Now, the problem with it though is that I'm going to have a gun out here, right? And you're going to recognize, I think you'll see pretty quick, and you could probably already recognize, oh man, I'm not in a way here, right?
Totally.
Like,
yeah.
But you're a little close to the muzzle with your face.
Right.
Okay. Especially here, me as a lefty, guess what? That stuff is ejecting in your general direction. So you got to be able to be like, well, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? So the other side of this though, if I come over here, because he's closer to the 90 degrees, you know, instead of here at the 45,
Right.
he's closer this way. I'm going to come around this way, and that's going to get pretty close to you. Okay. Now, what might I do in that case? Destiny, do you mind if I touch you with the back of my arm and my elbow here?
I do not
Now,
mind.
okay, so listen, here's the reality of things, okay? So my friend and a good buddy who's been over and swam in my pool with her kids on many occasions, is that if I felt like it was a dangerous thing, I might get the gun out and I might drive over you this way, okay? So I might keep you out of the way this way, bang, bang, bang. I might feel like I'm worried about your hands instead. So I might drive here just to keep your hands out of the way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I was actually, when you first were setting this up, I was thinking about if it was my kid, I think their immediate reaction would, be to recoil like this, and now they're getting right in front of it. So I was thinking you would definitely need.
You might. Now, if I want both hands on the gun, guess what I can do? I can do this same thing and just
Right.
drive over to you, right? And drive this way, bang, 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 and do what I got to do. So I'll show you that a little bit, and then I'll let you do it so that
Okay.
you can feel that, okay? Now, obviously, she doesn't have like a bearded 200-pound 13-year-old. That'd be odd. I mean, maybe you do, and if you do, well, then you do. So here in this location, pretty easy. Just recognize there's probably going to be some blast here, and the gun's a little close to you. Okay.
Gotcha.
So again, I'm sitting here. I get the gun out. There it goes. I see it, and I drive that shot. But not too bad, right? Not too much. But again, I want you to experience this guy over here. That's a little closer. But you've been around the shooting range enough. It's not
Right.
really a big deal, right? Okay. So then again, though, now, oh no, I don't want to. I almost broke my own dang rule, but I didn't. Came real close. Can you holster while seated? Yes. Do we want to take that risk here on the shooting range? No. There's no reason to, okay? All right. So now, again, I'm going to drive again with your permission. I'm going to put my forearm on you. I want you to feel that, okay?
Okay.
So I'm seeing that, getting there, just deciding, nope, I don't want you anywhere near. Now, I didn't contact you too much. It was shoulder to tricep there is really all that was, right? So again, how much do I need to contact? Now, I might instead drive and just keep you this way, okay? And which one's right? I don't know. Depends on the person and what particular challenge you're facing.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Your turn. You're right back in the same seat.
All right.
Now, understand you have a very compliant shooting teammate here who is not going to create you problems.
Right.
Okay? So on this first one, I would just shoot the target right in front of you so that you've got that particular one, and then you can come over here and see this guy over to that side a little bit too. Does that make sense?
Yeah. On the first one, do you want me to just go for this guy though?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to? Okay.
Yeah, just, I mean, again, so you're at that kind of 45 angle here.
Yeah, I
you
just
know?
don't want to be right.
Yeah.
Pointing.
So orient yourself towards, we'll move our cameraman over just a little bit.
It just felt wrong, Thomas.
He's willing to do that. No, and I appreciate that. You go, I'm worried about that. Thomas is wildly reckless with his own personal safety, but we love him.
Okay. And you said.
So the second one over here,
second
because notice the first one over here, we don't shoot into the berm, we'd be shooting into the brick, and we don't want to do that. So this guy here, as long as you can see the crushed rubber behind him, behind the head, go ahead.
So I thought about the reason I delayed there. I thought about where I joined my hands.
Oh yeah, well you were a little late on that.
And so that stopped me because I don't know how to not overthink everything.
Try again. I mean, you got your hand on the gun.
I did.
Did what you needed
I
to do.
joined way out here though, for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, and you got it.
So I'm gonna go from here.
Good. Try it again.
Could not find my dot.
So this is one of those things where you're like, hey, now you on camera probably noticed she found it pretty darn quick. But on that first presentation you didn't. So remember, gun comes out 12. I'm gonna go 12 to 6, and I'm gonna drive the gun right to the back of my nose, right? So I'm driving the gun up to the back of my nose, and my path is 12 to 6 related to my head. Okay? Yep.
I did that one a little slower just because I wanted to make sure I.
Did you? Didn't look any slower to me.
Oh, I wanted to make sure
Maybe it
that
was.
I didn't lose it.
Okay, now this guy.
All right.
So again, you can try this first one. Again, I just don't want you, please. I value these legs. I'd rather not spend any time in the hospital. But remember, I'm self-employed. I have no health insurance. It will cost me tens and tens of
I got
thousands of
you.
dollars for you to make this mistake. Okay? So
I got you.
remember what Grandpa said the first day he dropped you off at kindergarten?
Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up.
Oh, I got stuck on my
You
shirt.
got it. Keep going. Okay, watch your muzzle. Good. Good. Now that's a little different feel, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was mostly like you said before, I used to like orientate even my feet over there. So it was trying to just adjust to not moving
Mhm.
everything towards
And
it.
this is the value of doing that kind of thing is you're like, wait a minute, I'm not used to this kind of twisted, this twisted posture in my spine.
Hmm.
And so that makes things maybe just a little bit different. Now, if we were standing, would we just pivot? Yeah, probably, but we're not, right? So if you need to, and like here I am, the gun comes out, cool, and now I need to just pivot my hips to feel it. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. What I tend to do when I do that is I just drop this knee out to pivot my hips.
Okay.
Okay. There it is. I gotta say, with my snoot right up against your muzzle, especially that's a 365, so it's really short barreled. Whew, that's a good bit of concussion. I feel like Chester Cheetah. Okay, do you want to practice pinning me to the chair?
Yeah. Do you want me to do both one-handed and?
Why don't you try two at the
Okay.
first, right? And you can go from there. Again, you have my permission. You're not going to hurt my feelings or anything like that. I mean, I'd prefer if you don't, knock me out with an elbow to the face. But however that works, go ahead and do what you got to do.
Okay.